Union Power Cooperative was founded with humble beginnings in February of 1939 by a small dedicated group of citizens determined to bring electricity to rural areas. Originally named Rural Electrification Administration, there were 362 members with a total of 358 miles of line. Now, 80 years later, Union Power has more than 6,000 miles of line in 5 counties and more than 77,000 members. How did we get here? With the consistency, hard work, and dedication we set out with in our first headquarters in downtown Monroe, North Carolina, on East Jefferson Street.
I started at REA, Rural Electrification Administration, in 1944. Our office space was not over 12 feet wide. Jefferson Street, between Copper Furniture Store and Henson Finance Company. And it was just actually a hole in the wall. I was cashier, and then we had a bookkeeper, and then the manager, and then one that made work orders. And that was about it. The manager was R.E. Hayworth.
Billing is automated now, but it wasn't always that way. Up until 1948, it was all done by hand.
They mailed out meter cards for people to read their own meter, and when it came back in, we had to record those to their ledger. We had a cash drawer, a wooden cash drawer. If anybody came in and had the bill, we stamped it paid and had a cutter, hand cutter, cut it and gave them their receipt, and we kept ours.
11 years after opening its doors, the cooperative had grown to 5,500 members, and it wasn't slowing down. In January of 1950, 22 employees moved into a new, larger headquarters on Patton Avenue in Monroe.
We thought we was in hog heaven when we moved, and it was big. Everybody had an office and had a safe right beside my desk where we could put the bunny at night. It was a nice building. They had, of course, a place for poles and everything then.
I started in 1973, right after college. And I went to work for the general manager as his secretary. At the time, it was R.E. Hayworth.
After serving as general manager for more than 36 years, R.E. Hayworth retired, and Philip Wally became the cooperative's second general manager in 1978. Growth continued, and 1 year later, doors to the Oakboro District Office opened to serve Stanley, Cabarrus, and Rowan counties. The growth did not come without challenges.
When I come here, they had 2 line crews, and that was it. And had 1 bucket truck. Can you imagine 1 bucket truck? That was tough. And we didn't handle dispatchers. The dispatcher was your wife or your girlfriend. They had to call home, to get you what outage was.
Everything was hand-drawn. We used old USGS maps, and you did pen and ink drawing. Sometimes it'd take a week or 2 to do one. It was about a 5-year process. You'd have to add each consumer to the map as he was connected.
And they were doing no underground hardly when I come here. They required a homeowner to dig their own trench, and then they would come out and put the wire in, and then the homeowner would have to cover it up.
More employees were hired and additional equipment purchased to keep up with demand. In 1984, the cooperative's headquarters moved from Patton Avenue to its current location on Rocky River Road.
We moved in '84, and it was just tremendous because we had so much more room. The office I was in on Patton Avenue, there was 4 people in the office, sharing one office. There was 1 phone. There was 1 ladies' restroom in the whole building. So we thought we were in heaven when we moved to Rocky River Road.
The new headquarters wasn't the only cause for celebration in the 80s.
Middle 80s, I guess. They got a dispatcher. Mr. Wally dispatched something. Here's the general manager. I've seen him in there dispatching before. But it's good when we got them dispatchers because they could put you right where you needed to be.
September of 1989 was a defining moment for Union Power. The entire cooperative came together when Hurricane Hugo hit and nearly destroyed the entire distribution system at a cost of $3.5 million.
Hurricane Hugo came through. That was memorable for everybody that was here then. After the hurricane came through, there was not 1 meter turning on the system, and we had to come in and take care of that. That was a process.
People were so good about helping out, trying to feed the guys, because they knew the guys was working 24 hours a day, and some sleeping in the trucks or sleeping here. And it was quite a time to experience then.
And I can hear in my ears right now, we haven't got above burning on Union Power. And that was a sad day when I heard that. I knew it was going to be a long time before we get that fire back on. But we got her back on about 2 or 3 weeks later. We survived, but it was tough.
With Hurricane Hugo cleanup and rebuilding complete, the next decade saw more membership growth and more efficient and effective ways of serving them. In February of 2000, the corporation officially changed its name to Union Power Cooperative. 2 years later, General Manager and Executive Vice President Philip Wally retired.
Philip Wally came from Crescent EMC in '78, and he worked in 2002, and he retired. And then Tony Herron, who was the district manager at Monroe, took over as general manager.
Several large technology projects were launched between 2009 through 2011, including a geographic information system, an advanced metering infrastructure, and the Union Power Operations Dashboard.
In the old days, we used map books, truck map books. Nowadays, we use iPad. It's made us more efficient. It actually helps the company by keeping up with inventory, and there's all kinds of other metrics you can do with that technology and with the information that's gathered through GIS and the mapping system.
In 2014, Tony Herron retired, and current Executive Vice President and General Manager Greg Andress began laying the framework for a brighter energy future. We can't wait to see what the future holds. But for now, we celebrate 80 years of serving the members that have been on this journey with us.